So how important is branding for a small business? And if you're just getting started, should I focus on branding now, or are there other things that take a higher priority? Let's dive into that. Okay, so I'm going to give you the answer right up front, but I encourage you to stick around for this video because you really need to understand how branding fits in with all of these pieces. Branding is actually not important in the beginning, okay? And there's going to be a lot of brand experts that are going to cringe at hearing me say that, but here's what I mean. Okay, you could focus on the colors of your business, the style guide, your website, your logo. You could start producing swag. You could do all of these things and you're not making any sales. In the beginning, that's when everything is critical. It's make it or break it time. Like, right, are you going to survive? A lot of businesses don't make it past 1 year. Even less businesses make it to 5 years. Your business eventually needs some good branding to really scale it and take it to the level that you're dreaming of, but not in the beginning. So let's talk about some priorities of things that you do need to focus on when you're getting started. Oh, and one other thing, know that your brand will change. If you put a lot of effort and energy into creating a brand right now, know that probably a year from now, you're going to completely change your colors. You're going to have a difference of opinion. You're going to realize, I thought those were my customers, but actually this is my ideal customer. So you need to iron all those things out before you focus on your brand. Okay, so I've got 6 things that I want to talk to you about that are priorities ahead of your brand. And once you finish these 6 things, then you can start to iron out the brand. First one, what is your customer's problem? What's their problem? Now, you're going to fix their problem. That's the solution that your company is going to provide. So if you really focus on understanding their problem, then the second thing you can focus on is the solution. What are you going to provide? How are you going to create that to solve their problem? Then I want you to focus on the profit margins. Okay, so if your cost to deliver is here and your profit is on top of that, is it a 10% margin? Is it a 90% margin? Like, focus on what can you do to make your business profitable. For years, I felt the stress of this financial roller coaster because I was breaking even and I changed brands. I had Blue Jay website design, I went to Wallaby web design, then when I started doing video it was Go Wallaby, then Be the Hero with a logo that I designed, and then finally it's only in recent years that I've had the momentum and the success and the debts paid off and the money and savings that I've actually been able to hire people who knew what they were doing about branding instead of me trying to make it up myself. The branding that I set up in years past, it probably hurt me more than it helped me. Okay, the fourth thing that you need to focus on before branding is sales. Master your ability to sell something and focus on building your sales team or your sales systems. Make sure that you're taking care of the leads that are coming into your business and you're not wasting all these valuable leads. Okay, after that, make sure that your customers are happy because they're getting the results that they expect or they're getting the outcome from this product or service that you provide. So fulfill on it and make sure that they're happy. Another thing that I recommend that you do before you focus on brand is to systematize all these processes in your business. How you take care of customers, how you fulfill on these products or these services. Systematize it so you can start to free up your time and free up that stress. Okay, now you can focus on your brand. See, branding is really important when you're ready to scale. Up until that point, when you're still ironing out the systems and figuring out your business, you're making so many changes, you're figuring out what works and what doesn't work. But when you've ironed all that out and you're ready to scale, that's a wonderful time to start focusing on the brand because 1, you're in a better place of momentum, but 2, you already know who your audience is and you know who you want to attract and who you intentionally want to repel. And I kind of alluded to this earlier, at this point you can hire professionals to help you with your brand. Okay, so let me share an experience that I've had just recently that really illustrates this well. So I am not a brand expert and I'm not a cover design expert, but I put so much heart and energy into this book for the last 2 years. 1 year ago, I thought, okay, it's time, I got to start preparing my cover design. What do I want this cover to look like? When people hold it in their hands, what do I want them to feel? So I found somebody on 99 Designs that had experience in cover design, and his portfolio looked pretty good. So I gave him the vision of what I saw this cover looking like. And he created it. He created what I wanted. And I told him, okay, tweak this, tweak that. Eventually I got the files from him and had my own design team kind of enhance it more and more and more. Now I loved it, but I could tell when I showed it to some other people, I could tell even though they said that they liked it, I could tell that there was like, you know, are you sure? Is that the most professional? It wasn't like a fantasy book cover, but it wasn't like a professional book cover like you see here. It was kind of a mixture of both because I really wanted it to convey something visually. So fast forward a couple months ago, I found somebody to help me design the interior of the book. And I'm so glad I found her. Like, she did such a good job. I mean, this was full color on the inside. You know, she gave me wireframes, and through that process, I just realized, wow, she really knows what she's doing and she's good at it. And she asked me, and she was really polite about it. She says, ooh, I like your cover. Are you open to some other ideas? And I recognized she really knows what she's talking about. Yes, I'm open. I'm open to see what you got. Admitting to myself, like, I'm really partial to my own cover design. She designed this. She came up with this and two other cover designs. And when I looked at it, I'm like, that is so much better. And it conveyed what I was hoping to do in a much more simple way. So the moral of that story is find professionals that really know what they're doing and let them help you with your brand. So you might notice over the next couple of months, some of the branding on my website is actually going to be changing because I've hired the same person that helped me with my book design. She's helping me with my branding. So one thing that I'm currently in the process of doing is some of the branding ideas that she has sent me, I've sent out to some of my clients and trusted colleagues to get their opinion. It's like, okay, I've got 3 different versions here, one that's more blue focused, one that's more green, one that's more maroon, and there's some other changes with that. But I got their opinion. Now, the opinion that is most valuable to me is from people that are my ideal client. And there's a couple people that I really trust their opinion, but when I think about it, it's like, admittedly, they're not my ideal client. And it's interesting to see the differences of opinion, and it's really painted a good picture. And I'm talking about those opinions with the designer so that we can get clear on it. I'm just really excited about that. So first point with that, hire a professional, somebody that's really good, and it's okay to test a few, and then get feedback from your ideal customer, your ideal client. All right, so I've been showing this book to you. I want to give you my book for free. Okay, no profit to me. I've got this hardcover version, and the paperback is also full color. Full color, though, means that my costs are a little bit higher. Usually when you do a free plus shipping offer, you do paperback, you do black and white, and you can do below $10 for the printing and the shipping and everything. My printing cost for paperback is $11.15, or my cost for hardcover is $25 and something cents. But you can also go to natesyoutubebook.com and you'll get my free plus shipping offer where you just cover the costs, and that's my gift to you. So I hope you enjoy this book.